nation or by my race or religion or family or whatever, or my individuality, that's how my intellect will function. Now, this is being fueled by my memory. If you cut the memory off, your intellect is useless. It's like if your computer has no memory card in it, it's a blank screen. Your intellect is just like that. If you remove the memory, it may be sharp, but it can't do nothing because there's no memory, it won't know where to act. So these three instruments are functioning and we have not handled, we are only handling one aspect, loading it up with more and more memory. Fortunately, AI is coming, it'll handle our memory load. We don't have to walk around like stupid data centers. Data centers are being built. But right now, what you call as education is build some silly data center in your head. Don't take me wrong, with all due respect to all those professions, I'm saying this. See, if you read 3 books, you can become a school teacher. If you read 10 books, you can become a professor. If you read just 1 book, you can claim you're an agent of God. I read nothing. People accuse me that I'm a mystic. Strange world. We need to change this. Very important. Because memory-based world we have created. So this is what AI is going to disturb. Our memory will look puny and insignificant and useless compared to what the machine can do. And it's fantastic. Anyway, we were talking about consciousness. There's a 4th dimension of intelligence, which is, in yoga we refer to this as chitta. Chitta means there is an intelligence within you, which is life's fundamental intelligence, which is unsullied by memory. There's no memory in it, it's pure intelligence. This is the source of creation, it's everywhere, it's not just in me or you. You and me have captured a little bit, but it's everywhere in the existence, in the creation. So this intelligence we call as chitta. In the yogic culture, they like to be mischievous about this. They say, if you touch chitta, if you touch this intelligence, which is the source of creation, they say God will become your slave. Because he will do what you want even before you think about it. Even before you ask for it, even before you think about it, he will do that for you. What more do you want? You don't even have to desire. Because you have touched that intelligence which has no memory in it, but pure intelligence, which is the very basis of life and creation. Once you touch that intelligence, this in English, loosely we are using the word consciousness. But the word consciousness, medical people are using consciousness in one way, environmental people are using consciousness in another way. I'm not talking in that context. I'm talking about, you know that you're here only because you're conscious, isn't it? If you become unconscious, you would know that. If you sleep, you wouldn't know that. But if you sleep, does it mean you're not at all conscious? You're conscious, but the surface has slept. But if I poke you, you'll wake up, isn't it? True. But if you're dead, if I poke you, you don't wake up. So consciousness is that which is the very fundamental of life, that intelligence which makes everything happen here. If you are religious kind, you can call it God. It's just that I'm not using that word because immediately people say, okay, which God, which religion, this, that. That's not it. Whatever human beings think, fundamentally, we didn't create the universe. Hello? I didn't. You did?
No.
No. Okay, don't blame me. I didn't. So we didn't create the universe. Before we opened our eyes, it was all here. Many things we created. Some of them good things, some of them maybe some not so good things. But before we came here, the universe was here. So naturally a question arises in our mind, who created this? Being human beings, we think it must be a big human being somewhere. If we were buffaloes, I'm particularly using the buffalo because it seems at that time, 300 years ago or so, when the first people from Europe came here, there were over 60 million buffaloes on this land, North America. 60 million, much more than the human population. So if they had a vote and if there was a democracy, Naturally, the president would be a buffalo and God would be a buffalo, isn't it, for them? Yes or no?
Yes.
Because we are human, we think everything in human forms. But if we were in some other form, we would be thinking in those forms. So, the question is not about what you believe and disbelieve is another matter. That's a question of faith. I won't touch that. That's individual faith, they can believe whatever. But essentially, we all know whatever nonsense we believe or don't believe, we did not create the universe. Obviously it happened. And the magnificent nature of it just reeks of brilliance everywhere. If you look at a leaf, if you look at a leaf for your entire life, you can't figure it. With all this science and scientific exploration, we still do not know one atom in its entirety. We know how to use it, fuse it, break it, make a bomb out of it, but we do not know what a single atom is. That's how complex and sophisticated creation is. Obviously, it's the most brilliant job ever done, isn't it?
Yes.
So you want to ascribe it to God or to another intelligence, do whatever. But the important thing is, we didn't make it. Because we don't make it, as far as possible, we shouldn't break it. It's a simple sense. It's not an ultimate knowledge. Simple sense. Because something that we cannot create, we shouldn't break, isn't it?
Yes.
That much sense we have.
Makes sense.
Something that we cannot create, we should not break.
Very good idea.
So, this dimension of intelligence, if we touch that, life evolves in ways that you cannot believe. In my own experience of life, I did not look for any of these things. Ever. I was the most… If at that time, if anybody had told me you will turn spiritual, I would have just laughed them out. Because I was the last person in the queue. I would never stand in the line, first of all, for that. I grew up very agnostic to start with. Then slowly as as you move towards your teenage, you become arrogant enough to become atheistic. And I must tell you this in a better format. You okay with the story?
Yep.
I must have been just over 4.5 years of age. Suddenly one day I realized, I don't know anything. Don't know anything at all. To a point where if somebody gives me a glass of water, I'm just staring at this water for 2-3 hours. I know I can drink this water, I know how to use the water, but I don't know what it is. Even today you don't know what it is. If you want to look for life somewhere in some other planet, we're looking for a drop of water. That much we know. The usefulness of water we know, but we don't know what it is. Actually, we don't know anything about anything. We know only how to use them. We do not know what it is. If I find a leaf, I'm just staring at it for 5-6 hours. I sit up in my bed and I'm staring at the darkness for the whole night. My dear father, being a physician, he thinks I need psychiatric evaluation. This boy is all the time staring at something, it looks like he's lost it. My problem is, I'm looking at this, I still don't know what it is. I'm not able to shift my attention to this. When I look at something, it just absorbs me. I'm not able to look at another thing. In this condition, they send me to school. I never realized why I'm going to school. Anyway, they sent me to school. My mother said, don't look, stare here and there. Pay attention to the teacher. I went and paid attention to the teacher, the kind of attention that they would have never received in their life. Absolute attention. That I'm seeing them through and through. Initially, I sort of understood what they were trying to say. After some time, I realized they're just making sounds. I'm making up the meanings in my head. Even now, it is so. I'm just making sounds. You're making up the meanings in your mind, isn't it?
Yes.
Suppose any of the South Indian languages, we have 1900 languages in India.
1900? That's a lot of languages.
If I speak any one of those languages, you think I'm just making sounds, isn't it? Language is a conspiracy between two people. Suppose we know English and there's a bunch of people who don't know English here. If we don't want them to know what we're talking, we'll talk in English. Otherwise, we'll talk to them in their language. So language is, I make one sound, you make up the meaning. I make another sound, you make another meaning. Yes? Even if I mispronounce an English word, you won't know what to make out of it, isn't it? Because it's just a sound.
This is true.
So when I realized they're just making sounds, why am I making up meanings in my head? So I sat there with full attention, not ignoring them, with full attention, listening to them without making any meanings. Hour after hour, different teachers come and make different kinds of noises. It became very amusing for me. A big smile spread on my face. They were not amused at all. So, my schooling went like this. I went there only when it was absolutely necessary or when they caught me and took me back. Otherwise, I got lost somewhere. I climbed up a tree and one day went away. Another time I got into somewhere else and another day went away. Because I didn't know anything. Anything means anything at all. So I'm trying to pay attention to the world. I'm trying to figure out at least one or two things. Hey, school you go, they're talking something that doesn't mean anything to them. First thing, within few months I realized they're just doing this for a livelihood. They're saying things that doesn't mean anything to them. Even today, this is my stance. You speak nuclear science, I will not listen to you, unless it means something to you. You're talking some nonsense, but it means a lot to you, I will listen. Because if it doesn't mean something to you, why the hell should I listen? It means something to you. Maybe it makes sense, it doesn't make sense. It means something to you means I will listen. It doesn't mean anything to you. First of all, you shouldn't be talking. On top of it, I shouldn't be listening. So in the school, this was my problem. I couldn't listen to them. The moment I see they're saying something that doesn't mean anything to them, I'm not willing to listen to them. So if the bird calls, I went out. If a monkey calls, I went out. If a squirrel calls, I went out. The mangoes calls, I went out. Went on like this. About 17, 18 years ago, I think, this school where I studied over 50 years ago, they came to invite me for their 125th anniversary. The trustees came. I said, see, I was not just a not good student. I was not even a student. I barely came there somehow. I went through your school. I am not an inspiration for your children, please leave me alone. They said, you know, our school has produced cricketing stars. You know, cricket is a big thing in India. And produced union ministers, film stars. But you are the only mystic, you must come. So I went, stood up to speak in the quadrangle, same oppressive buildings. I just looked around and looking for something to say about the school. Then I look at this classroom and I suddenly remember, I was around 12 years of age. One afternoon, the teacher is trying to get some response from me for some question he's asked. By that time I've graduated to place. If I look at you, initially I see you, after that I see your energies, I know your past, present and future, but I won't hear what you're saying. Because what you're saying or what anybody's saying didn't mean anything to me because I've seen them through and through. What they're talking is not even something of any relevance to me. So his question, I see energy forms, but I don't hear his question. But I'm in full attention, I'm not ignoring him. 30-35 minutes, he strives hard to get an answer out of me. But these are times, a few years where I won't speak a word for sometimes a week, 10 days like this. Because when you don't know nothing, what is there to say? I'm still trying to grasp life, paying attention to the smallest things around me. And when he doesn't get any response, the man goes wild. comes and holds me by the shoulder, shakes me like this violently, and says, "You must either be the divine or the devil. I think you're the latter."
Wow.
Till then, my problem was, what is that? 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 What is this? I have a billion questions. But one thing was clear, this is me. Suddenly this man confused me about this also. I look like this. Is this divine? Is this devil? What the hell is this? I couldn't stare at myself, so I started closing my eyes. My journey began. Initially minutes, hours, days, I closed my eyes. That's how my journey began. This man confused me about who I am.
Why did you close your eyes?
Trying to stare at myself. I was staring at everything, trying to figure it out. But one thing was clear, this is me. There was no question about this. I had question about everything. Suddenly the question rose about this. What is this? So I tried to stare. It didn't work, so I closed my eyes.
What did you see when you closed your eyes?
See, the eyelids are like, the cameras are there. There is a lens cap. You put a lens cap and ask the camera, what are you seeing? What is that?
You see nothing.
Isn't it the reason you got eyelids? But people close their eyelids and replay their old videos. I don't. When I close my eyes, world is over for me.
Interesting.
Isn't that the way it should be?
It's black. It's just
No.
blackness.
If you shut your mouth, you should stop speaking, isn't it?
Yes.
Inside I'm speaking. That means I'm crazy. Yes or no?
No.
You don't admit.
I mean, everybody has an internal voice.
See, one of the fundamentals with which the medical professionals decide whether you're sane or insane is, voices start speaking inside of you. If you start hearing voices, either you can say you're ill or you can say you're possessed. But something has gone wrong, isn't it? Because if my hand is like this, if I want I keep it here, if I want I do this, if I want I do this, it's a good hand. But without my permission, if it starts jumping, you think Mr. Parkinson is visiting or something, right?
You would think that.
So similarly, if your mind starts hopping around without your permission, your speech starts going on without your permission, and your videos start running without your permission, it means something is wrong. Because a lot of people are in that condition, we are trying to make it more normal. When I first came to the United States, the year 96 or 97, wherever I go, people are talking about stress management. I couldn't understand this. I said, why American people want to manage stress? Because in my understanding, we manage things which are precious to us. We manage our family, our wealth, our business, our money. Why would you want to manage stress? Took me some time to realize everybody has concluded that stress is a part of their life. Stress is not a part of your life, nor is it the nature of the work that you do. It's just that you are an inefficient machine, so there's friction within you, isn't it?
Okay.
There's friction.
A lot of friction.
Lot of friction means either it's not well engineered, or not well aligned, or not enough lubrication. Yes?
I would agree with that.
You should, because you handle weapons. When it gets stuck, you know what it means. So if you close your eyes, the eyelids are made in such a way, if you close it, to cut out the light, to cut out the scenery. No, you close it and play your own scenery. What is that?
Taking control?
Not taking control. When you're done with this, if you switch off this light, are you taking in control of something? That's simple nonsense. When the purpose for the light is over, you switch it off, right?
Yes.
Similarly, now we want to see, our eyes are open. We don't want to see, we close our eyes. We're making such a big deal about that. Because it's very highly sophisticated machine without user's manual. That's why it's like this.
How many people out there do you think don't have an internal voice?
See, if you consciously speak within yourself to prepare for something else, that's okay. But it's speaking by itself means we're on the verge of madness, isn't it? We're not already there.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. But I mean, stress enters people's heads, fears enter people's head, things you need to do enter your head. Being prepared for future
No,
events.
I'm not talking without being empathetic to all the things people are going through. I'm trying to address the very fundamental nature.
Okay.
The fundamental nature, if any instrument is, the camera is there, you put the lens cap, the idea is it doesn't shoot anymore, right?
Yes.
So you put your the eyelids down. That means the idea is you don't see anything. Now you ask me, you close your eyes and what do you see?
You want me to close my eyes?
No, you said, when you close your eyes, what did you see? The idea of closing the eyes is you don't want to see. If you want to see, you must open your eyes. If you close your eyes, one thing that you have done is, one major sense organ input, you cut it off. Ears don't have flaps like that, but you can ignore it. Nostrils don't have flaps like that, you can ignore it. But eyes are nearly 80% of the input. You cut the input so that there is more attention for what's happening within.
But we're talking about closing your eyes, seeing nothing, basically tuning out. Correct?
See, that's what… we are trying to make it a principle out of a simple act. Right now, you are sitting like this. Does it mean you are holding your ability to shoot in your hands and holding it like this, or your ability to do so many things holding it like this and sitting, is it? No, they're just sitting in your hands. When you want to use it, you use it, otherwise you keep it here. But if you're unconscious, this may start moving and doing its own things without your permission. When that happens, we say somebody's unwell, isn't it?
Yes, that's what we say.
So if that happens in your mind, what should we say? You're not very well. Let me put it mildly. If it goes beyond a certain point, then you know it's unwell, isn't it?
Yes.
So I'm saying instead of addressing the root of it, we're always trying to prune it and see how it'll be okay. It'll not be okay. You can be either insane totally, or you can be sane in such a way insanity cannot touch you, or you can be in a socially accepted level of madness. My choice for every human being is, they must be above the possibility of insanity. It's possible for everybody to be like that. It's just that there is no structure, there is no striving in that direction. Everybody thinks it's normal to be anxious, it's normal to be stressed, it's normal to be distressed. No, it is not. When you were a child, it was normal to be joyful, isn't it?
Yes.
When did it become normal to be stressful?
Adult life.
Huh?
When you become an adult, maybe is the answer to that.
See, when you were a child, were you eager to become an adult? Quickly?
Or,
Quicker than it was happening, isn't it?
yes.
When you were 8, you want to be 12. When you're 12, you want to be 18. When you're 18, you want to be 30, yes or no?
And then it reverses.
Unfortunately, if you handle it badly. Not for me. I don't want to go back there. If you handle it badly, you want to reverse and go back into your mother's womb one day. No, the life doesn't allow you that. Once you're out from womb, tomb is the only place to go. In between, will you make it wonderful or ugly, it's up to you. I'm repeating this. We didn't make the creation. But how this this one experiences this life, we can determine that, isn't it? In the yogic terminology, we call this karma. Karma means action.
Karma means action?
Yes. Are you getting bored with me? Let me read you one poem. You like substance abuse. Ah, look at you. The poem is called Substance Abuse.
Okay.
To be sober is dreary, but inebriation takes you away from all that is reality. How to dwell in the empty room of dry, lifeless logic. Logic through the day and inebriation at the end of the day. Logic through the week and inebriation for the weekend. Logic at work and inebriation for the vacation. Say the compromisers. Come, I have a substance that leaves you in throes of ecstasy and peak of alertness at once. No need for secrecy. No one will find us in our within. Let us abuse the substance without dimension. Let us abuse the substance without dimension. But within, let us get super sober and stoned. Because the greatest chemical factory on the planet is this one, isn't it? The most sophisticated. If you were a good CEO of this factory, what chemicals would you produce? Chemistry of ecstasy and blissfulness, or chemistry of stress and misery?
I would rather have blissfulness.
So, lousy CEO.
So what?
Lousy CEO, I'm saying. If you give an industry to a lousy CEO, the product that needs to come out, that won't come out, something else will come out. The square one of your life, if you see, when you're 5, 6 years of age, for no reason you're just bubbling and bouncing with joy. Somebody has to work hard to make you miserable at that time. Now everybody has to work so hard to make you happy. Even peaceful has become a challenge. I must tell you this. I was to speak in Tel Aviv. I'm flying out of Atlanta, and I was to arrive there around 11 in the morning and speak at 6:30 in the evening. But due to some flight delays, I got delayed and I landed at 6 o'clock in the evening. I have a reputation that I never go late for any event. In this over 43 years, I have not been late to a single event.
Wow.
It takes a certain commitment to do that, no matter what. No matter how I am, what's happening, I will be there. This has been my reputation. So I quickly change in the airport to rush to the venue. And I'm flying an American airline. There's nothing edible on that plane, you know. They're throwing some dog parts to me which I don't eat. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
So I end up there famished, super hungry, but no time for anything, so I rush to the venue. And this never happens to me. On that day, I'm speaking in a fine restaurant. So hungry, and I go into the restaurant and already guests have arrived and they're going about, you know, they have their initial whatever. So people come up to me and greeting me and stuff. One man comes up to me and says, "Shalom." I say, "What does it mean?" He says, "This is the highest way of greeting." I say, "See, that's your opinion. But what does it actually mean?" He said, No, this is the highest way of greeting." I said, "All right, what does the word mean?" He said, "It means peace." I said, "See, unless you're born in Middle East, why would peace be the highest way of greeting? In southern India, if somebody comes up to me and in the morning they say, 'Peace,' I'll say, 'What's wrong with you?' I'm saying anything that you deprive yourself of, slowly over a period of time it grows to divine quality. Today you ask people, In that part of the world, they say God is peace. Ask in America, they say God is love. Somewhere else you ask something, they'll say something else. Whatever is missing in their lives slowly rises into heaven. Peace, love, joy, blissfulness, everything are human emotions which makes a human being nice and pleasant. We don't know whether God needs it or not. Hello?
Yep.
We don't know whether needs it or not. Today in California, people are saying the core of the universe is love. I said, did you go there? Did you go there and see? No. And why the core of the universe needs love? You need love to make yourself into a sensible human being. If you have love in your heart, you behave sensibly. If you have no love in your heart, you behave abrasively, isn't it?
It's true.
That's all there is. It's a human emotion. Instead of having it here, you export it to heaven. What do? Here it is needed. Your joy, your peace, your love, your blissfulness is good here. If both of us are blissful, we can banter. If one of us is feeling resentful, we'll do something nasty to each other, inevitably. Yes or no?
Yes.
So, all the substances here, this is the greatest chemical factory. This I realized when I was 25 years of age. Going back to the story. So after 12, when this confusion happened in the school, which is me, which is not me, then I went through so many things. I don't want to go into all that, many things. More experiences than most people will go through at that stage in life. And then I cycled across South India. Then I got onto a motorcycle and crisscrossed India. Then when I hit the borders, I realized I can't go beyond this unless I have a passport. I was nearly 20 and I didn't know there is something called a passport. Those days, we are like that. Just wild nonsense. So I came back, got myself a passport, then I realized I need money. Then I started some business. It became successful. I started one more and one more. Everything became successful. So you're young. Things that you're doing, everything is working. When everything starts working, people start clapping their hands. Slowly I'm not arrogant, but a bit cocky. Slowly you start thinking the planets are going around you, not around the sun. Because everybody else makes you feel that way. So I'm in business, busy. I'm thinking today, tomorrow, next month I'm going to stop everything and ride away. I have enough money to go away somewhere. Nowhere, rather, simply ride across the world, which I never did, because success is a trap,
I'm figuring that out.
If you fail, you can drop the damn thing and go. But when you're successful, you put one finger, one more, the whole hand is caught there, you can't leave your hand and go. So I'm in a successful trap, not able to go anywhere. Totally in the office, on the field, working, construction, this, that, endless work. So one afternoon, between two business meetings, when there was a break, I went up a small hill. This is in the heart of the city, Mysore city, where I lived. Success in those days for that small town, not like today. People are talking about $1 trillion, not that kind of success. But for that small town, successful. For a 25-year-old, very successful. So I went and just sat in one place. There was a small hill and this is a hill I know very well. As a child, I got lost in the forest in these hills and spent a lot of time there. I trekked there, I camped there. When we grew up, we partied there. Meetings, if you fell in love, you went to Chamundi Hill. If you fell out, you go to Chamundi Hill. If you have nothing to do, you go to Chamundi Hill. You have something to do, you go to Chamundi Hill. If you want to test your motorcycle, you go up Chamundi Hill. Do whatever you want to do, Chamundi Hill is for the youth of the town. Because it's a little exciting road up. So I went half the way up Chamundi Hill because I'm very familiar. There's a particular huge rock. I don't know, we can send you a picture of that rock, nothing special about the rock, but it became the most eventful place in my life. So I went and sat there. Suddenly, for the first time, I did not know which is me, which is not me. This is me, that's you. I got no problem with you, but this is me, that's you. Suddenly, I did not know which is me, which is not me. The trees around me, the rocks around me, the mountain, everything around me had kind of become me. See, what is in this body right now? This was somewhere else. Yesterday it was on your plate. You ate it and now somewhere it's become a part of you, isn't it?
Yes.
What was me was all over the place.
Like a oneness.
I don't want to put a word to it because all these words have been misused.
Okay.
I'm saying what was me was just spilled over. What was me was contained here till that moment. But suddenly it had spilled over everywhere, all over the place. I thought this lasted for about maybe 15-20 minutes or so. But when I just shook my head and felt kind of what I thought was normal till then, 4.5 hours had passed. Tears. Me and tears were impossible. I lived like this. Tears to a point my shirt is all wet. And I shake my head and ask, by then I'm a super skeptic. I'm skeptical about everything. About religions, about politics, about the financial arrangement in the world, about family, about social structures. I am a super skeptic about everything and I don't believe anything other than what I see. I'm in that condition. I did not grow up in spiritual literature or teachings or anything. I grew up on Dostoevsky, Camus, Kafka, you know, all those European guys who kind of raised their confusion to a grand height. So I am in that state. When I shake my head and ask my own mind, what's happening to me? Because I'm dripping ecstasy. Every cell in the body is feeling like totally blissed out. What is happening to me when I ask? My mind says, maybe you're going off your rocker. Then I ask my closest friends, hey, something is happening to me. Hey, come on, what did you drink? You popped something, you got some acid? Did you find some mushrooms in the hill? Then I knew I've hit something for which there is no context around me. Neither my own mind nor anybody around me is able to tell me what it is. But I know I've hit a gold mine. I don't want to miss it. So I started experimenting with it. What is it? If I close my eyes and sit like this, I think it's 2 minutes. If I open my eyes, 7-8 hours are gone.
Wow.
Time like that. So things started happening to me like which I would never believe if anybody tells me these things. Because I am not that kind of person who takes anything that's not logically correct. But absolutely insane things which I always hated started happening to me.
What kind of things?
Memories which had no connect with my life. Then I go there and check it. And the damn thing that I've seen is right there. What I see in my mind is actually there. So like it's clearer than daylight, but my mind will not accept. It struggles and it says no because it doesn't